Now, going to the second question of the exercise 3.2, what we are seeing is there are questions given as solve 2x plus 3y plus 2x plus 3y is equal to 11 and 2x minus 4y is equal to minus 24. Find m for which y is equal to mx plus 3. You have to find the value of m by substituting x and y, but you don't know how to find the x and y. So far, you have only studied the substitution method. In the chapter, there are two methods given. The first method is the substitution method, and the second method is elimination method, where you can use either of these methods to find the solutions for the given equations. When two equations are given, equation 1 and 2 are given, either of these methods you can use to find the solution. Solution is nothing but value of x and value of y. Okay, now this is what you can do, but since we have only studied this, you're going to apply this in the second exercise. But in the examination, whichever method is easy for you, either the substitution or the elimination, you can apply that. They will not specify you to use a particular method. Okay, and depending upon your understanding, which one do you find easy, you can stick by that method in here. So going with the substitution method to solve this particular question, because these are the two equations given, 2x plus 3y is equal to 11 and 2x minus 4y is equal to minus 24. Okay, in the examination, write down whatever information is given to you. I have started the solution, if you can see. Okay, and I wrote down equations, because even if you're not getting the answer correct, since you're writing the board examinations, for some mistake the question itself was given wrong to us, because you attempted the question, you will be granted marks. Okay, so stick by this, that you copy the information at least. Even if you're leaving it, just try to solve the thing, then leave a space, put down the information that is given and then leave the space down, and then move to the next question for your finals as well. Okay, now in here I'm going to use the first equation and the second equation. Sending it towards the other side, it becomes 2x is equal to 11 minus 3y. Then x is equal to 11 minus 3y upon 2. This is my x. Now this will be substituted in the second equation. So 2 times of 11 minus 3y upon 2 minus 4y is equal to minus 24. This 2 gets cancelled. You are only left with 11 minus 3y minus 4y is equal to minus 24. This becomes 11 minus 7y is equal to minus 24. Okay, now sending it towards the other side, minus 7y is equal to minus 24 minus 11, which is equal to minus 35. Negative gets cancelled. 7 1 times, 7 5 times. So y is equal to 5 I'm getting in here. Now substituting this, y is equal to 5 into this part in here. So x is equal to 11 minus 3 times of 5 upon 2. That is 11 minus 15 upon 2. That becomes minus 4 upon 2, which is nothing but minus 2. 2 1 time, 2 times. So x is equal to minus 2 is what I get in here. Now x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 5. Okay, now after this, what we are getting, we got x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 5. And the equation that was given to you is y is equal to mx plus 3 was the equation given to you. So in this one, I am going to substitute my y and my x to get the value of m, because that's what they asked, find m. So 5 is equal to m times of minus 2 plus 3. That becomes 5 is equal to minus 2m plus 3. Okay, simplifying it, making m as the subject we are going to do here. So 5 minus 3 is equal to minus 2m. That becomes 5 minus 3 is 2 is equal to minus 2m. This and this gets cancelled. You are left with 1 is equal to minus m. So this negative goes towards the other side. Ultimately, m is equal to minus 1 it becomes. That's how we're going to do these questions. Moving to the third question of the second exercise of pair of linear equations. Okay, now going to the third question, it says that form pair of linear equations. Now, until now, the equations were given, but here onwards, the equations are not given to us. Instead, we are supposed to create the equation, then find the solution for it using the substitution method, because this exercise is teaching you the substitution method. Okay, so the first question says that difference between two numbers is 26. Okay, there is number 1 and then there is number 2. Okay, when you're subtracting these numbers, the answer is the difference between them is 26. Okay, one number is 3 times the other number. Okay, one number is 3 times the other number is what is given to me. So first of all, we don't know what are the numbers, isn't it? So we will say let the numbers be x and y. Okay, so with the first statement I can write implies x minus y is equal to 26. I can write this is my equation 1. Okay, then it says one number is 3 times the other number. Okay, so one number, any number I can take, so I can write it as implies one number which is x is 3 times x is 3 times the other number. What is other number? Y. So 3 times y I am going to write. So automatically here, this is my second equation. Automatically x is given to me as 3y. So I can substitute this x is equal to this in here. Okay, x is equal to 3y. I can substitute in here to find my x and y values. Okay, you don't have to bring them all towards one side. Most of the time students will confuse and they'll be like, this is not an equation, this is also an equation. Students will be x minus 3y is equal to 0. This will become the second equation. Then they'll find again x from here, like the normal method that we have been doing. I'll just quickly do it in here. Students, what they'll do is like, they'll send it towards the other side. X is equal to 26 plus y. Now this they will substitute in here again. 26 plus y minus 3y is equal to 0, and then simplify. No, you don't have to do all of this because already this is also given to me as an equation. So this I can substitute in my one equation as well. Okay, this is an exception that I've showed. So I'll write substituting 2 in 1. Okay, so instead of x I can write 3y now. 3y minus y is equal to 26. That becomes 2y is equal to 26. 2 ones are 13 times. So y is equal to 13. I have already got it. Now I'll substitute here. So x is equal to 3 times of 13, which is equal to 26. X is equal to 26 is what I got in here. So the solutions are x is equal to 26 and y is equal to 13 are the solutions for it. Okay. Now the second question says that the larger of two supplementary angles exceed the smaller angle by 18 degrees. Okay, that means there are angles that are supplementary. Supplementary and complementary are the two words that we are usually using. So supplementary angles are the ones that when you're adding them, that becomes 180 degree, and the complementary angles are the ones when you add them, they two angles when you add them, they sum up to 90 degrees. So he says that larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. That means there is one supplementary angle and then there is another supplementary angle. Okay, this is A and B. The first one, the large one, if A is the larger one, it exceeds the other. Okay, that means the difference between them is 18 degrees. So you're going to write it as x minus y. We don't know the angles. What are the angles? We'll say let the two angles be x comma y. Okay, so we are writing the supplementary angles exceeds the other, means that is x minus y is equal to 18. This is equation 1 that we are writing. And then there is no other statement given for us. So how do I do this? Now there's only one equation given, that x minus y is equal to 18 degrees. But I know he said that there are two supplementary angles. That means angle x plus angle y is equal to 180 degrees, isn't it? When I add them together, they are becoming 180 degrees. So this becomes my equation 2. Now using the equation 1, I'll start doing the substitution method again. So here it becomes x will remain on this side, 18 plus y, it will go towards the other side. Now this will be substituted in here. So it becomes 18 plus y is equal to 180 degrees. That becomes 18 plus 2y is equal to 180 degrees is what I get in here. Sending it towards the other side, 2y is equal to 180 minus 18, which will be how much? 180 minus 18 is, it will be 162 degrees. Okay, 162. And then if I do it 2 1 times, 2 8 times and 1 times, so y is equal to 81. I'm getting directly, and I'll put it in here. X is equal to 18 plus 81, that is equal to 99 degrees. 99 will be the angle. Since these are angles, I'm going to write it as 99 degrees and 81 degrees. But generally we are just finding the values of x and y. So x is equal to 99 and y is equal to 81 are the values that are given to me. Now the third question says that there is a coach of a cricket team. He buys 7 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,800. Later she buys 3 bats and 5 balls for rupees 1,750. Find the cost of each is what they're saying. Okay, so fine. So I do not know the cost of bats and the cost of balls. So we'll write let the cost of bats is equal to x and balls is equal to y. Then 7 bats when I'm finding, the equation becomes 7x plus 6 balls is equal to 3800. I'm writing it in an equation form. Then it says the 3 bats and 5 balls, that is 3x plus 5 balls, which is y, is equal to 1750. Okay, now I'm going to simplify this equation by the substitution method again. The same method I'm going to do. Sending it towards the other side, it becomes 7x is equal to 3800 minus 6y. Then bringing it down, x is equal to 3800 minus 6y upon 7. Okay, now further ahead, this will be substituted in the second equation. So 3 times of 3800 minus 6y upon 7 plus 5y is equal to 1750. Now this cannot be cancelled, so I'm going to multiply and then go ahead. Okay, 30024, that is 911 minus 18y divided by 7 plus 5y is equal to 1750 as what I have. Now I want to take the LCM, make the denominator same. So this will multiply with 7, isn't it? So 11400 minus 18y plus 35y is equal to 1750, and this is all having a denominator of 7. This goes towards the other side, it multiplies with it. So this becomes 11400, which is equal to 17. We are having, what we are doing is we are doing the subtraction in here. So 35 minus 18 is going to be 35 minus 18 will be 17. Minus 17y is equal to 1750 times of 7. This multiplies with it. 7 zeros are 0, 7 fives are 35, 7 sevens are 49, 52, 7 ones are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 2, 5 zeros what I get in here. Okay, then this goes towards the other side, it subtracts. It becomes minus 17y is equal to 12250 minus 11400, which is minus 17y is equal to, it comes out to be 0, 5, 8. Yeah, so it is, it goes as 17 by, this is supposed to be positive because the 35 is positive here. So here, so if then I'm just doing the y here itself. 850 divided by 17. So 17 goes, 17 is a prime number. 17 1 times 17, 17 5s are 85 and 0. So y I get as 50. When I get y as 50, I'm going to substitute this y in this equation in here. Substituting y is equal to 50 into the equation, x is equal to, what was the equation? 3800 minus 6y upon 7 is the equation in here. Okay, so that becomes 3800 minus 6 times of 50 upon 7. That becomes 3800 minus 3000, 6 is 30, 30 times of 5 is 300 upon 7. That becomes 3500 upon 7. 7 1 times 7, 5 times 00. So x is equal to 500 each. Okay, so the bats are expensive. The cost of the bats is rupees 500 and the cost of the balls is rupees, y is 50, which is the cost of the balls, and you're going to write it as the cost of bats is equal to rupees 500. Sorry, I don't know how I wrote that, 500, and balls is equal to rupees 50 each. Now, in the fourth question, it says that there's a taxi charges in the city consist of fixed charges. Okay. Now, in usually taxis, what happens is when you sit down in the taxi, so what actually happens is that, when you're sitting in a taxi, I had paused the video in between because I had to fix the papers that were flying off. Okay. So here what actually happens is that as soon as you sit down in the meter is on. So it starts with a certain number. Okay, it has a certain number fixed. Okay, and then as you start traveling per kilometer, it keeps on increasing. So there is something called as a fixed charge, and then to that fixed charge, the per kilometer charges will be added. So likewise, in this particular city, the taxi is also having the same thing. So then a person sits and travels for 10 kilometers and he is charged rupees 105. So we don't know what is the fixed charges and what is the per kilometer charges. So we'll take, let the fixed charges is equal to rupees X. Okay, and per kilometer charge, let that be equal to rupees Y. Okay, this is what you're going to have. Now later, this person who has traveled 10 kilometers, how much did he pay for 10 kilometers ka condition? If we see, he has paid the fixed charges as well as this. So for 10 kilometers he is paying the fixed charges, which is X, and he is paying 10 kilometers. So it is going to be 10 times of Y, whatever the charges are there, that times 10 we are doing. Okay, is equal to 105 they are paying. Okay, likewise for 15 kilometers, this person is paying the fixed charges plus 15 times of a kilometer is taken as Y, which is equal to 155. Now I got two equations from here. Okay, this is equation 1 and equation 2. Now what I'm going to do, simplify with the substitution method. Sending it towards the other side, it becomes X is equal to 105 minus 10Y. Now this is to be substituted into this equation. So in place of X, I'm going to write 105 minus 10Y plus 15Y is equal to 155. This simplifies. 105 plus 5Y is equal to 155. This goes towards the other side and it subtracts, and when it subtracts, I'm left with 5Y is equal to 50 is what I'm left with. 5 ones are 5 tens are. So per kilometer they are paying 10 rupees. Okay, so I will write here per kilometer charges is equal to rupees 10. Okay, then I have to find out the fixed charges. So I'll substitute in here. So X is equal to 105 minus 10 times of 10, which will be equal to how much? It is equal to 10 times of 10 is 100, isn't it? So I will get my 105 minus 100, which is equal to 5 rupees. So the fixed charges are only 5 rupees that they are paying. Okay, so fixed charges in here, fixed charges is equal to rupees 5. Okay, that's it, simplified. Okay, so once we have found the value of the fixed charges, which is rupees 5, and per kilometer charges rupees 10, what I'm going to do is, because he asked me for 25 kilometers specifically, what is it? So 25 kilometers, whenever a person is traveling, he's supposed to travel with the fixed charges plus the per kilometer charges times 25 times of the per kilometer charges. So the fixed kilometer charges are nothing but X that I have in here. So that is 5 plus 25 times of Y is Y I got is 10. So that becomes 5 plus 250, which is equal to 255 rupees is what they're going to pay. Okay, moving ahead with the fifth question. Now, going ahead with the fifth question, it says that the fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and denominator. What the fraction is, I do not know in the beginning. So we'll take, let the fraction be X upon Y. Now then the next statement that is given to me is if I'm adding 2 on both the sides to it. Okay, so adding 2 implies X plus Y, 2 and Y plus 2, the fraction becomes 9 upon 11. Now, this is not an equation that I know or I can simplify. For this, what I'm going to do is I need to simplify this further so that I get it in a single line equation. So I need to cross multiply this with this and this with this. So that becomes 11 times of x plus 2, which is equal to 9 times of y plus 2 I have here. So that becomes 11x plus 22, which is equal to 9y plus 18. Then further, this will be the equation 1. Okay. Then further, I have another equation, to the same equation, if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator. So now the condition is adding 3. So it becomes x plus 3 and y plus 3. The fraction becomes 5 by 6. Okay, again cross multiplication, that becomes 6 times of x plus 3, which is equal to 5 times of y plus 3. Then the equation becomes 6x plus 18 is equal to 5y plus 15. Now putting all the numbers together, I did not simplify this equation. I had to simplify it, but I forgot to simplify it. So here, I will take these two equations and simplify them. 11x plus 22 is equal to 9y plus 18. Okay, and then what it becomes, like, I'm going to bring all the terms together and I'm going to send it towards the other side. It becomes 11x minus 9y is equal to 18 minus 22. That turns out to be 4 minus 4. And the equation, final equation is 11x minus 9y is equal to minus 4 is the equation 1. This is the final one. Simplifying this one, it becomes 6x minus 5y is equal to 15 is onto this side and minus 18. When 18 goes towards the other side, it becomes minus 18, and this, hence the equation becomes 6x minus 5y is equal to minus 3 is what I have. This is my equation 2. So from equation 1, what you're going to do is, from 1, I'm going to make x as a subject. So that becomes x is equal to minus 9. Goes towards the other side, it becomes plus 9 and minus 4 remains as it is, divided by 11. In one step, I've done all the things now. Now this is to be substituted in the second equation. So that becomes 6 times of 9y minus 4 upon 11 minus 5y is equal to minus 3 is what I have in here. Then multiplying it, it becomes 54y minus 24 divided by 11 minus 5y is equal to minus 3 is what I have in here. Now further simplifying this, this one multiplies with 11, leading it to 54y minus 24 minus 55y is equal to this 11 minus 3 goes towards the other side. This simplifies and it becomes minus y minus 24 is equal to minus 33. Sending it here, minus y is equal to minus 33 plus 24 minus y is equal to minus of 9. Okay, minus minus gets cancelled, y is equal to 9 is what I have in here. Then further ahead, I will have the denominator. I got the denominator, and once I will get the denominator, I'm going to substitute y, and 9 times of 9 minus 4 upon 11, that becomes 81 minus 4 upon 11, that's going to be 77 upon 11, 7 1 times and 7, so x is equal to 7 is what I get. So the numerator is 7 and the denominator is 9, and hence the fraction will be 7 upon 9 is the fraction that I have. Now, moving to the last question of the exercise, it says that 5 years hence, the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. Okay, so there are two people involved in here. There's the son and there is Jacob. Okay, and I do not know what are the current ages. They said 5 years hence. Hence means ahead in the future. They are going to be having the ages which are going to be, they are going to have the ages which is 3 times that of son. So the Jacob's age will be 3 times his son's age. Okay, then 5 years ago, this is for 5 years hence, that means plus 5 years from the present age. And 5 years ago, it is given that Jacob's age was 7 times, Jacob was 7 times his son. But I don't know what are the current ages of it. even the question is asking the same thing. What are the present ages of Jacob and son? So let's say, let the Jacob's present age be X and son's present age is equal to Y years. Okay, so 5 years from now, that means whatever the current age is plus 5 to it. If my age is 34 now, plus 5, it will be 39. So that's what I'm doing. 5 years ahead means I am required to add 5 years to it. So the Jacob's age 5 years after will be, Jacob is going to be 5 plus X, and the son is going to be Y plus 5, or 5 plus Y, whatever, either way. Then the condition that is given here is Jacob will be 3 times of this. So Jacob is 5 plus X, he will be 3 times of the son's age, that is Y plus 5. Okay, let me simplify this. That becomes 5 plus X is equal to 3Y plus 15, and that, bringing all the terms together and making the equation, it becomes X minus 3Y is equal to 15 minus 5, which is equal to 10. And so the equation is what? The equation is ultimately X minus 3Y is equal to 10 is the equation. Let this be equation 1. Let's rewrite the second equation, which is 5 years ago. So 5 years ago means minus 5 years. It's going to be Jacob will be, if I am 34 now, 5 years means 34 minus 5 ago, I was 29. So that's what I'm doing. X is the present age. From that, I'm subtracting the 5. And for the son, it is going to be Y minus of 5. Then it says further, the condition is Jacob is equal to 7 times of son. So what is Jacob's son? Jacob is X minus 5 and then 7 times of son, which is Y minus of 5 I have in here. Let me just simplify it, write it down. The equation becomes X minus of 5 is equal to 7Y minus of 35. Bring all the terms together. Again, X minus 7Y is equal to minus 35 plus 5, which turns out to be minus 30. So the ultimate equation, the second equation, is X minus Y is equal to minus 30. This is the second equation that I've got. So I missed a 7 here. Let's see. Minus 7y. This is the second equation. Now I have to simplify these two equations. What is the first equation? X minus 3y is equal to 10 and X minus 7y is equal to minus 30 is what I have here. Sending it towards the other side, it becomes, the equation can be rewritten as X is equal to 10 plus 3y. Now this 10 plus 3y will be substituted in the second equation. So second equation becomes now 10 plus 3y minus 7y is equal to minus 30. Simplifying this, that becomes 10 is equal to 10 minus 4y is equal to minus 30. Then sending the 10 towards the other side, minus 4y is equal to minus 30 minus 10, which is equal to minus 40. Minus minus gets cancelled, 4 1s and 4 10s. So y is equal to 10 I get. Now once I get the y is equal to 10, I'm going to substitute it in here to get my x value. So the x is equal to 10 plus 3 times of 10, that is equal to 30 plus this 40. So the x is who? X was the father, Jacob. So Jacob's age is 40 years and the son's age is 10 years is what you get. So that's how now by this end you're thorough with the substitution method. Also, there are different questions we will be doing in the next video wherein we will be solving the formation of the equations and concentrating on simplifying the equations rather than doing substitution method, because that is very much more important, because the examination questions will be all story sums which you are supposed to write the pair of linear equations, create the pair of linear equations and do it further.